my cuties, we're gonna do this intro really fast today, so let's get on with those questions and requests. If you were on Himitsu no Arashi-chan, what would you have done with the members? Well, first of all, I'd have to have a group hug, and then I would have to have individual hugs with each one of them, and then I would want to take a picture, and then I would want to film each one of them saying hello to you guys on Himitsu no Arashi-chan, and then we would have a dance party, and then we would do a lot of things that I just can't think of right now because there's so many options! Top 5 favorite dramas. Hanayori Dango, Hanakimi, Uta no Onisan, Yamada Taro, and... does Pretty Guardian count? I'm gonna count Pretty Guardian. How did you discover Arashi? My sister introduced them to me after showing me Hanayori Dango. I was kind of June baited. I admit it. I am not ashamed of it. Have you ever listened to Kanjai 8 or kat-tun or News, and what do you think about those groups? Well, of course I've heard of them. I am a Johnny's fangirl, and while I know them and I have listened to them, I'm not a huge fan. If I had to rank them in the order that I listen to them more in, it would be kat-tun, News, and Kanjai, and they're kind of at the same level, but I definitely listen to kat-tun more. I know, after all my Akinishi Jin hate, I like kat-tun. I only like kat-tun when Jin's not there, which is why they're okay now. Favorite yakiniku restaurant? Place that I always go to. I actually don't know its name. It's the yakiniku place, but it's on Route 8, and it's really good because it's bikingu, which means buffet. Do you ever go to any of the YouTube meetups? There is one in Tokyo on November 3rd. Are you aware of this one? I was not aware, actually. I just looked it up before making this video. So no, I've never gone. I've never gotten invited to one because I don't think I'm that big on the YouTube. I'd like to go. So I'm kind of looking into it, even though it's next week, and I don't know if I can do it, but I'm gonna see if I can. I'm gonna try. Someone is coming from, say, a central state in the US to Fukui. What is your suggestion? Do they fly into Tokyo, Osaka, or Nagoya? Do they take the train from these locations, or what? Which airline do you prefer? Well, if you're coming through jet, you'll fly into Tokyo, no doubt about that, and then you'll take a bus to Fukui. If you're doing it just for vacation to come to Fukui, I would suggest flying into Osaka. That's the closest one to us, unless you can do Komatsu, which Komatsu is in Ishikawa, far closer. I don't really have a preference for airlines though, because I've never had too many problems that made me think I don't want this airline, or anything that's made me think I love this airline. They've all been pretty much the same to me. Have you ever been to Shiga Prefecture? Is Hikone in Shiga? I have no idea. If it is, then yes. What other kinds of music do you listen to besides Arashi? Any J-rock or J-pop or visual K? I listen to a whole lot of music. I cannot get into all of them. I do like a lot of J-rock. I recently got into Sug. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce their name actually. It's S-U-G, and I think they're amazing. Go check their stuff out. Except I think they might have broken up now, which is really sad. But of course I like Gawked and Lark and Ciel and all the usuals. Other J-pop bands, I just have so many. Oh my gosh. I like Flumpool and Green and Funky Monkey Babies and Radwimp. But if you give me a singer, there is a good chance that I have heard of them. Not 100% chance, but a pretty good chance. Have you ever been in a situation in which you felt especially awkward/weird? My life is pretty much a situation where I feel awkward and weird. I've just gotten used to it. I guess the most awkward time was when I went to an onsen with my sister. That was really awkward. How tall are you? Actually, a surprising amount of people wanted to know how tall I am. I am roughly 5'7.5", almost the 5'8"-ish area, and in centimeters, that's about 171 centimeters. I am incredibly tall compared to Japanese people. Is there something in either culture, American or Japanese, that you just can't get used to? Something that really bothers me in American culture is the justice system. I had a friend who was falsely accused of stuff, and it was only the word of a young child against him, and this particular child, he wasn't a child, he was a teenager, was notoriously a liar and reckless and did really bad things, and because he said one word and pointed the finger at my friend went to jail, and there was no good trial for him or anything, and I think that's messed up. And I guess the #1 thing I cannot get used to in Japan is fish. I can eat fish, but it's the way that it's prepared, where you see its eyes and stuff, and sometimes you have to eat the bones. Yesterday they had shishamo at school. Just the big fish. It looked like it was screaming at them, and they just went hum bum 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 bum. I was bleh. What is your favorite Calafina song? Yami no Uta. If you could live anywhere in Japan, where would that be and why? I would probably like to live around the Kyoto area, just because there's a lot of diverse areas of Kyoto. What's something you wish everyone knew and understood about you? I guess I just wish people wouldn't judge me on what I look like. I would just appreciate it if we could all just get past what others look like. I guess it's not a personal thing, it's more everyone. I want the judgment to stop. And I'm such a hypocrite because I judge people all the time. And it's just part of human nature that I really don't like. Favorite Japanese word and why? It's not really a word, I just like speaking like a Yakuza. You know, I like shouting things like I like that kind of stuff, even though it kind of hurts my voice a little tiny bit. Favorite Japanese person and why? I don't really think we need to ask this question because that answer is gonna be Sakurai Sho. He's smart, he speaks English, he's really good looking, he's deceptively not at all strong, and we drink water out of bottles the same way. Crush the bottle. I do that too. Connection, Sakurai Sho, if you're watching this, I love you. Mr. JimJam311 requested, sing me a love ballad about corn and donkeys in their native habitat of Mordor. Please? Mr. Jim Jam 311, would you have my corn cob? Jim Jam, let's go to Mordor. One does not simply walk into Mordor unless they have a donkey and some corn. We'll feed it to the orcs there and pass the Eye of Sauron. Jim Jam 311. Miss K-pop Junkie asks, Gangnam Style in public. Anywhere. Your choice, just a public place where people might see you.
Oppan Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. Oppan Gangnam Style.